Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Saturday morning of stamping. I am Sarah Simon, located in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Hello, Nancy and Amanda and Mary and Debbie and Denise and Lori and Holly in Wyoming, and Myra and Angelique, Betty D. Some of you just saw me last night. Let me see if we got have anybody on Facebook. Not yet. Donna, good morning. My voice is gone even more. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. I had to go to the bathroom and my throat was just awful. I could not get back to sleep. Good morning, Sarah. So I decided it was time to just get up and get some work done. So that's what I did. I got up about 4:15. Lila loved it because she got my little warm spot in the bed. Good morning, Karen and Kay. I'm so glad that you're with me. Thank you, Donna, for your healing blessing. And Teresa and Anne and Marva, good morning, everyone. Um, Today is a creative challenge. Yay! So we are going to do a fun fold. I will give you all the dimensions. I'm going to do two cards. Hello, Becky in Miami. Hopefully it's nicer there than it is here. It at least stopped raining, but now it's getting colder. So I don't know if I liked it 40 and raining or cold, but with no snow because now all the snow is gone. But hello, Linda and Kay. Um, Anyway, we are going to be doing a creative challenge. So I will do two cards using the fold, and I'm doing one in a portrait style, one in a landscape style, so you can see two different ways. I'll offer some other suggestions. Good morning, Marcia, on Facebook. Um, I'll offer some other suggestions of what you might do. And Amanda, hello. Um, but then you will have a week to create a card with that fold. And if you post it, good morning, Brenda. If you post it on Facebook, I will have it on Facebook. If you are not on Facebook, you can email me, createwithsarahllc@gmail, or you can private message me, however you can get a hold of me. Share the image of your card with me, and I will post it on Facebook. Everyone will be put into a drawing, and I will do a live drawing next week, Saturday morning at 8:30. And the person who wins, whose name I draw, ends up getting to order the bundle of their choice. And I will be ordering it after January 7th. So you can pick any of the online exclusives. You can pick anything that's in the new catalog, um, anything like that. And because most bundles are over $50, actually, if the bundle's over $60, because celebration is now 60, you can get a celebration item to go with it as well. I decided that last night. I was like, oh, that would be really nice. Thank you for liking and sharing, Linda. So let me share with you some of the happy mail. I do have my tea here. I ran this morning since I was up so early. I had time to run and get it and try to get it in me a little bit before we started. So I received this Christmas card. Isn't that cute? Look at the little smoke coming from the gingerbread house. Is those peppermint rounds? And the door has that on as well. This is from my stamping friend Lisa Nealand, and Lisa is going to be coming with me to Orlando. She is the person that I chose to come with me um, for the my Orlando trip. Good morning, Julie. Becky, the challenge will have to be in by next Saturday because I go live at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. And then I received this beautiful card from Shanna Roberts. Isn't that gorgeous? It's an embossing folder. There you go. You can see that a little better. And she just colored in that 1 poinsettia. And then this came to me from Sarah Markwart. Look at how cute that is with that embossing folder, a lot of glitter. And this is from her mom, Tammy. Just gorgeous. And I received this thank you from Brooke Van Burst. I always have to look at your name, Brooke, so that I say it right. Buskirk. Thank you. There we go. This is that spotlight technique, which is so awesome. You stamp a portion of it on a circle, you cut that out, and then you just color in that one. Good morning, Robin. And I received this card from Shannon West from Stampin' Up. She was congratulating me on my $200,000 in sales. And look at this beautiful card. This came to me from Mary Van Domlin. She's on here this morning. Mary, this card is gorgeous using that birdhouse. And she was so, so generous. And she sent me gift certificates so that I can play hooky someday and enjoy a massage at her favorite place. So I am looking forward to that. In fact, at the end of second quarter, the teachers have a work day on a Friday to put their grades in. And I think they come in the morning for an in service, and then they have the afternoon they can work on it at home or at school. I think I might take that afternoon off and I might take you up on that. I have to double check to make sure I can get off and then make an appointment. Um, and this is a beautiful card that I received from Karen Kars. And she was thanking me for my videos. And she came to one of my classes. She drove, oh my gosh, Karen, how long did you drive again? Took you, I think, over an hour to get to my house to take one of my classes. And she came with a friend. So in the winter, that's difficult in Wisconsin because you never know what the weather's going to be. But she did that this fall, and it was fun to have her and a friend. Look at this card made with acetate. Look at you can see me through it. Isn't that beautiful? This is a thank you from Tammy Markwart. She ended up winning a stamp set for her order. So those are cards that I've received. I know, Julie, I think you were on here. You asked me, I looked through for all of my packs, all my stack of Christmas cards and other cards that have come in. I did not see one from you. But with the mail, who knows? I could get it in a week. I feel bad because I know that they're working hard. Thank you for sharing and liking, Mary. All right, let's go ahead and get to some prizes. So last week we made this Valentine easel card. So it looks like this, and it pops up and can stand up just like that. It was kind of fun. It was a new easel card for me. Then we played with some new paper and did a layout using the front and the back of the paper, and then just using a punch with some stamps. And receiving these for commenting last week is Rosie Walker. And Rosie, I looked through everything that I have and I do not have your address. So if you could send me a private message on Messenger on Facebook, or you could also send me an email, create with Sarah LLC at Gmail. And I will get those. I just need your address. Don't post it in a comment, though. I don't want everyone to get your address. But if you send it to me privately, I will get that in the mail to you. And then for sharing. So anytime you share, make sure you write that you shared, just like Kay just did on YouTube. And let's see, someone else did on Facebook. Mary Linsmeyer did it on Facebook. Just say that you shared, because I can't always see who has shared. You get entered into a drawing as well. So receiving a pack of these are, I don't know if you can see how sparkly those are. They're two-toned. There's like a purple and a blue in them. They're absolutely gorgeous. Two-tone sparkle gems. These will be available on January 7th, and they will be an online exclusive. They will be an online exclusive. So receiving these for sharing last week is Karen Roofing. So Karen, I will get those off in the mail to you. And then for placing an order. So anytime you place an order with me, you also get put into a drawing. This is my host code right now. It's new. It will be for the month of January. And if your order is under $150, if you would put that host code in, I would really appreciate it because it helps me get all of these prizes. If it's over $150, do not put it in because you get the benefits, but I will still put you into my drawing if it is over $150. Um, and we will only have hostess benefits or host codes for another 2 months because in March they are going to be going away. And they'll be explaining more of that as it comes out. But my understanding is you will get hostess benefits on a smaller amount on your orders, and you can actually accumulate them over time and decide when you want to use them. So if you want to bank all of them until you get enough to get something for free, you can go ahead and do that. So getting this friendly seagulls. This is a celebration item, which is so cute. I have seen so many cute cards online with this. Is going to Kathy Kessler. So Kathy, thank you for your order, and watch for some fun mail coming your way. Let's see, where can I put these so that I don't lose them? I'm going to put them back here. And I'm going to put my little Post-it note on them. All right, I think we are ready. I'm going to go to, let's see, I'm going to look at my comments real quick and see if I missed anything. Thanks for those of you that shared, Sarah. Thanks for congratulating people. Okay. All right. I'm going to stay on my banners. I'm going to actually switch to my desk, turn off my overhead light, and we will get to stamping. So I am away from comments right now so that I can give you dimensions. So our first card that I'm going to make with this fun fold comes from the suite of products that is the Storybook Garden Patch stamp set is in there. All right. We also have the Storybook Friends that are in there. We have dies to go with our Storybook Friends that have these amazing frames, as well as dies to cut out some of those little Storybook Friends. With the Storybook Garden Patch, we have, haven't used all the stamps yet. We have like a watering can. These are some pots. We've got a shovel and carrots. This is, we're going to be using this one today so you can see how that works. And then there are these antique pearls, which are really awesome. There are 3 different sizes in those, really big, medium, and small. We have this ribbon. If you were watching my live that I had last night for my product spotlight, this is going to be my giveaway. So if you go back and watch that video and fill out a form, you can get into the drawing to possibly win a spool of this ribbon, and it has a little bit of stitching in it as well. It's pretty amazing. There are also 2 sets of designer series paper. One of them is 6x6, and it's these plaids. Look at these plaids. They're just so many unique colors. A lot of them could be used for masculine. I'm thinking even like Father's Day cards would be amazing with this. I know that we have our fishing stamp set yet and dies, but we did lose the paper. So this would be an amazing stamp set or paper that you could use with that. And then on the back, we have all these different checks. So that's my favorite. All right. So that's one of the papers. The other one has, you get 2 sheets of each of these. So these are all pre-cut. So you just have to pop these out and you can put them on cards or put them on scrapbook pages. Okay. So you get 2 sheets of each of these. So you get 2 of everything that you see on here. On the pack of paper that I have been using, the 2 packs, I ended up punching all of mine out. Good morning, Kathy. I don't know if you're on here, Kathy, when you just won. So congratulations. And so I punched them all out and put them in a little bag and put them inside my paper. And then you have 1 sheet that has these little things that you can cut out. So these are each 3 inches. This is 2 inches and that's 4 inches. So it's easy to cut these out. They're all like either 2. This one's 4. This one's 2 and 2. So they're really easy to cut out. And then if you don't like to cut those out, you have this kind of like fleur image on the back. We have these little thick guys that you can either cut out and use them. Some of them have dies that cut them out. You could also just use that as paper. And on the back, again, we have sort of like a flowery fleur. Yeah, it is windy out there, Kathy. Oh my gosh, God bless you for going out and walking in this. All right, we got paper that has a whole bunch of vegetables on it. And then We've got some houses, little fairy-like, or not fairy, but storybook houses. We're going to use this today. The gardening supplies. And then again, another like floor type frame and more little characters that you could either cut out or you could just use this as a background. You could take like a circle die and cut around that and use that as your focal point. Or you can stamp the characters. And then here we've got some strawberries, which would be nice for like upcoming in the summer, right? All right, so that is our suite of products that we're going to be using for this first card. And this first card is going to be actually my more detailed card. And then I'm going to be doing a card with supplies that we already have for my second card. So this is what I need. Here's my little baggie I was going to show you. So I just put all those things, I just punched them all out and put them in here so that it's easy for me just to pull it out and pick what I want to use. All right, so this layout is going to use a piece of 4¼ by 11 cardstock, and you're going to fold it at score it at 2¾ from each end. This is going to make a gatefold card. Now, you may want to, and I know sometimes what I do is I just score it at 2¾ on one end, and I give it a good burnish. And then what I like to do is I like to match this up so that there's not space between it or that they're not overlapping. So I like to line that up. And then when it's lined up, I use my bone folder to score that other side. It's entirely up to you. I happen to use my scoring tool, which that one is usually pretty good. If I score it myself with my trimmer, sometimes it's, did I go a little bit past 2¾ Did I go a little bit before 2¾ It's not as accurate as my scoring tool. All right, so this is going to be the base of our card. This first one we're going to make is going to be portrait. All right, you are going to take, and this one I have 2 pieces of this designer paper that measure 4 by 2½. Okay, so I decided I wanted to use designer paper here. You could use cardstock here and you could emboss it if you wanted to. You could just use a different color if you wanted to. I would probably either emboss it or use some designer series paper. All right, you're going to need another piece of either this color or another color that goes with it. Cardstock that measures 4¾ by 3¼ So this is going to kind of go over the top of that. And then I decided to use a background. And again, I'm using DSP, but you could use just a plain color and have it embossed or whatever you want. And this measures 3 by 4½. I like getting this to be 3 so that I can get 4 of them from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Or in this case, it was a 6 by 6. I can get 2 out of each one. If it's 3¼ or if it's 3⅛, I can't get 2 of them out of each sheet of designer paper. And when I'm making swaps, that's really important to me that I can get as much out of a piece of paper as I can. And then for the inside, you will want a piece that's 4 by 5¼ Okay, so those are all the pieces that you will need for this fold. Now you can do other things. I'm going to come back to my comments now. Good morning, Shanna, and thank you for sharing. And Joan, thank you for sharing. What we're going to do is we're going to be using the dies from the Storybook Garden Patch, and I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions on this. So I ended up taking some pecan pie paper, and these measured 3 inches wide because that's how wide my designer paper was on the front, and I was going to build a little scene on the front. And I cut one of these so that it went all the way across and the little mound of dirt, and these are little slits that you can stick some of those vegetables in. I cut one of them this way. The other one I wanted more towards the right hand side so that I could layer these mounds like that, so I could get a total of 3 little slits in, which is what I wanted. The only thing is here I can't do that, so all I'm gonna do is take a scissors, and it doesn't even have to be straight across. I'm gonna actually kind of go at a slant like that because I don't want it to be over the top. I want this to come up like this, and I don't want that to show over here on this end. Okay, so I'm making a little mound of dirt that I'm going to be putting some of those vegetables in. All right, here's where you can do some voting. Let's start with our carrots that we're going to put in here. There's 3 different ways that I did the carrots, and I'm going to see which one you like the best. So the first is taking the stamp and stamping it with Memento ink and coloring it in. This I colored in with Calypso Coral, and this was with Old Olive because that's has Old Olive and Mossy Meadow in it. So that's one way we could do the carrot. The other way is to take the carrot and stamp it on Calypso Coral with Calypso Coral ink, and I'm going to cut off the green. And one of the dyes that we have in there are these fun little greens for your carrots. So we would take a glue dot and we would attach that, and we would have our carrot that looks like that. Right? Let me put a glue dot on here, a little dab of glue. I left my cover off of this all night, which is not a good thing. Usually like to put it back on after I've used it. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right there. So that's option number 2. So option 1, option 2. Option 3 is to take that carrot die and just cut it out, but don't stamp it, and go ahead and cut that off and attach. And I have some Mossy Meadow and I have some Old Olive. So that would put one like that. So option 1, stamped, colored. Option 2, so you can just put your choice of option 1, option 2, or option 3. Option 2 is stamped, cut off, but then using the other greenery. And option 3 is not stamping at all and just using the dies to make a carrot. Okay, these little carrots will stick right inside of here, so it looks like they're coming out of the ground. So to kind of see what they will look like, let me go ahead and stick a couple of them in here. Okay, and this would have this like that. Okay, so you're gonna vote for 1, 2, or 3 on that. All right, so I'm gonna keep, while you're voting on that, I'm gonna keep putting this together. So I'm going to attach these 2 pieces of designer paper. Now mine happen to be, like, I cut them right next to each other, so they actually kind of go together. This will finish, there's the bottom of that pot. But you do not, or pale, you don't have to do that. It could be, like I said, it could be embossed if you wanted to. You could do whatever you wanted to for the back part here. Okay, but there's the background of our piece of paper, of our card. And then we're going to attach this designer paper to the front. And then I'm going to build on this before I attach it to the front. So let me see what I have for votes. So I have, oh my goodness, lots of votes. So 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Looks like 2. Option 2. Mandy's excited for this set. I was saying last night, it's not necessarily, I would say, what I would normally like, I am more of a, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more of a florally type person. This intrigued me. This set intrigued me. Okay, now, so I will go ahead and pull these carrots out, and I will pull all of these little greens out so I can put those together. Now, the next thing that you're going to vote on is our shovel. So I got to put those together. I have an extra green. I have one of them done. One shovel, whoops, is to stamp it and color it in, which I did there. Another option is, this is Pebble Path. And what I would do is cut off the shovel part and put that over the top so it's shiny on the bottom, but that the handle is mute. Or we could do boho blue with the silver. So because we already voted, what for the 1, 2, or 3, let's call this one stamped, and then Pebble Path or boho blue. Oops, this is Pebble Path. This one's boho blue. So do you want stamped, Pebble Path, or boho blue for the shovel? That's our next one. Okay, so I am going to attach these, and I'm actually going to put the two of these together first so that they're exactly where I want them. And to do that, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue or tape to the bottom of this. And then I'm just going to line up the ends. Whoops, I'm going to go up a little bit. That's where I want them. Okay, I want 3 of the little holes showing. And then I'm going to, again, adhere the bottom. I'm going to leave the top open so that I can stick those carrots in there. And a shovel. Okay, so this isn't adhered here. I just adhered it to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and make my carrots. So I'm going to option 2, 1. So I've got to just go ahead and take that off. And we'll take this off. And we'll put a little dab of glue. Come on, there we go. And this one's done. There's my second one. All right, so I'm gonna put one in Mossy Meadow. Oh, somebody must be here. Sorry about that. I think my neighbor's just leaving and Lila thinks someone's here to see her. She's letting them know that she's here. She'd welcome being petted. Not petted, but pet. It's funny. She went to the groomer yesterday and she goes, she must have been getting some extra loving and they must have been petting her behind her ears. She goes, because she had a lot of mats and she never has mats. And I'm like, yeah, probably. Let me get this banner off of here. I just realized I didn't take it off. All right. Let's see. What do we have for a shovel? We have Pebble Path. Stamp, 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 stamp. Pebble Path. Boho. Boho. I'm trying to look at some of the other ones. It looks like stamped has 1. So we're going to take our little shovel and I'm going to stick my little shovel inside this second one. And the second one is the hardest one because I have to get it in between those 2 pieces. There we go. So I'm just going to stick it up like that. Isn't that cute? All right, we're going to stick a carrot right there. We're going to stick a carrot over here. I'm just going to look to see what I have. I'm going to put this one over here because I have 2 different shades of green. I'm going to put that one a little bit more in the ground. This one's sticking a little bit more out. I'm going to take this extra little piece of green and stick it off to the side here so it looks like there's a carrot down here, even though there's not. And I'm just going to do that with a glue dot because it'll get covered. Okay, so I'm just sticking that down there. And then this one right here, I'm going to raise up on some dimensionals. See if I can get some minis. I think I have some minis in there. I do. That is just going to go in the front. Like that. And then I think I might have put it in here already. Let's see. I have, you can pick one. You can either do you want the watering can or do you want the clay pots? Which one of those do you want me to put here? So there's the clay pots. Here's the watering can. Watering can, clay pots. Those are your choices. All right, while you're doing that, this is from our Nested Essentials, and I am going to take some Mossy Meadow ink and the thank you greeting from, just got a little bit of ink on my finger, the thank you greeting from the storybook Friends. I'm just going to stamp that, and that is going to go up there to fill up that space that's at the top. All right, so I'm going to just put that down. I believe I just put that down with adhesive because I'm going to put this piece in the front. I'm going to put that up on dimensionals. So, all right, so I'm going to add this, like I said, to my card. Get some of this stuff out of here. I might use it for other things later. Who knows? All right. And I'm going to attach it to here with dimensionals. Looks like the watering can is winning. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add 3 across the top. And then I only want it attached to the top. So I am going to put my dimensionals towards where that top piece is ending. And we'll take those off so they actually stick to it. And we'll take these off. Now, I did not put any glue dots on my carrots right now when I stuck those in there. When I made my other sample that I'm going to be using for a swap, I did throw just a glue dot in there to adhere it. So I will probably do that yet. So that's just going to go like that, and it'll flip open. We had a piece of white it's right here. And I had a little extra piece of this checked paper somewhere. Not quite sure where it went. Anyone see it here? Wonder if I got stuck underneath here. I know I had it. Nope, it's in here. All right, so I just cut a 1/2 inch strip that's 4 inches long, and I'm just going to do that in the inside. You could stamp. You could put a carrot in there if you wanted to. You could stamp another greeting. None of the other greetings in that stamp set really fit, so I just decided to leave it blank. And I might find a stamp that'll work when I'm ready to give it away. All right, and I think watering can won. I don't think anybody, oh, clay pots. We did have a couple of people wanted the clay pots. Most people wanted the watering can. So we'll go ahead and go with the majority. Sorry for those of you that wanted to see the clay pots. And when I do swaps like this, I will mix it up. So some of my cards will have to have the clay pots. Some of them will have to have the watering can because I don't have enough of the watering cans for all of them. So I'm just going to put this here. That's going to kind of block where I put that glue dot before. And there, oh, one more thing that we're going to do. Where is it? Here it is. I have some of our linen thread. I also have some gems that we're going to put on here too. And I'm just going to, the pink was just a little bit too much for this card and where I needed or where I wanted to put a little bit of ribbon or a little bit of thread or twine or something. And so I love our linen thread. First of all, it's really easy to make a bow. It's really fun after you make it to take your bone folder and to curl the ends of it. They curl very nicely. And then all you have to do is take a glue dot, mine are here, and sort of roll it between your fingers. Stick it in the spot where you want it to go. So I want it to be in the center here. And then push that knot right inside of there. So we've got our little bow at the top of it. I probably should have stamped the thank you very much down just a little bit since my bow needs to go there. And we have these fun antique, really pretty antique dots. And we're just going to, I'm going to take one of these large ones and kind of set that there. And then we'll do a medium one and a small one. I like to make it kind of in a triangle. And there is our first card. So this is our fun fold. It's a gate fold that is cut at 4¼ by 11. A lot of times gate folds are cut 8½ by 5½, and you fold them in. This is just a little bit different, and it has a panel that kind of covers, and you can decide what you want to do in the background and what you want to do on your center panel. Now, if you want to make your center panel just a little bit smaller, you can opt to do that. Okay. But this is the size that I used for both of mine that I'm going to be doing today. Right, so that is our first card. Oh, and I didn't bring any paper over here to do. I don't think I did on either of them to do the envelope. I will decorate the envelopes when I send them to you. I'm going to actually put all of these things, I think. I had a little bag they were in. Here it is. I'm going to put it back in there so that I can use them again if I decide to. And that I know where they are. Okay, so there is our card number 1. To give you an idea of the other things that I did, here it is. So one of these cards is not one of my swaps because I made this for my team members to make at our team party, and Kathy's team members made it too. And so I ran out of the plaid paper to do it for a swap. So I did not do this one for a swap, but that's one of the cards that my team made. So I just die cut out that from the paper. And then this is one of those frames. You can see the little antique. Oops, there should be a dot down here too. And then just a little bit of the linen thread. So that's not a swap, but that's a card that I designed. Here is one of my swaps. So this one I stamped the little guy and I colored him in. There's that beautiful ribbon. It ties beautiful bows. And this is a fun fold as well that opens up like that and has some of those little strawberries in there. And I tried to take some of the papers that kind of went together that were all in boho blues, and I liked how that looked with the crumb cake, kind of like I did here. And then I have this one right here. Hello, friend. And this uses one of our embossing folders. And this is cut out from the paper that they have as well. This is another one of those frames that's there. And then I just took a little bit. This is two sides of the paper. So there's one side is up here and then the other side is just a little strip. The other thing that I thought I could do when I actually make these, because I haven't made them yet, we have our Lost Lagoon cording that came with that otter set. And I might just add a little bit of that to here just to add a little bit more to this card. I have one more to make, and it's going to be a baby card. My niece is expecting a baby, and the baby shower is January 2nd at my sister-in-law's house. And so my thought is that I am going to see what I have to do here. This and this. And so here was mine. So I had done the pebble path with the silver paper. And I also did what you guys chose for the carrots. But I'm thinking I'm going to do a baby card with the last card that I have to do, because there's one greeting that says welcome little one. And I thought that that would be a really cute baby card. All right, so there's card 1 for our creative challenge. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here and bring in the stuff that we have. Thank you guys for your comments. I thought I'd at least share some of the things that I've made with that set. Now, Lori shared with me some of the stuff that she's made with it. Just gorgeous cards. So very, very cute. All right, let me bring the other one in. Here's our next card with this layout. And this one is actually going to be landscape rather than portrait. So this is a paper that, and I don't have a lot of this left. Frames and Flowers. This is in the annual catalog. Love this paper. It has some petal pinks and some Lost Lagoon and some pretty peacock. And I'm trying to think what other colors are in here. Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green. There's a little bit of Old Olive, Pumpkin Pie, Shaded Spruce, and Soft Sea Foam are the colors that are in there. But just love this. It also has a bunch of cutouts, and I don't have these. For some reason, I don't have them in a little bag like I usually do. But when you cut those out, you get 2 pages, and this time the 2 pages are a little bit different. And you have all these different cutouts that you can use on your cards. So we are going to use some of the cutouts, and we are going to use some of the designer paper. All right, so just like in the last one, our card base, and I'll get to the, excuse me, my banners again. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 2 3/4 on either end, just like we did with the last one. But this time, instead of going this way, we're going to go this way with it. All right, our designer paper, or if you wanted to do embossing, you could do embossing. I'm doing this on either side, and those measure 4 by 2.5. So this is 2.5, and that's 4. I'm using the exact same color of the pretty peacock, and that's going to measure 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. All right, again, if you wanted to show more of this and you didn't need as big of a piece here, you could make this a little bit smaller if you wanted to, and then be able to see more of your background if you choose to do that. I'm going to use the paper that's on the back of this. It was one of the sheets that I had left. And this measures 4.5 by 3. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit smaller and make it so this was 4 by 3, you could get more of them out of a piece of 12 by 12 paper. All right, so that is what I'm going to do with that. And then I have the inside that measures 4 by 5 1/4. All right, and I'm back to my comments. Oh my goodness. I just didn't scroll down. All right, what we're going to do, this is going to be super, super easy. We are going to, I cut out of Petal Pink. This is from the Spotlight on Nature dies. All right, and then this is from our Stylish Shapes. So those fit perfectly on there. I liked how that looked. I loved this little swag of flowers and things, so we're going to use that on our card. And then for the inside, to bring a little bit of that greenery to the inside, I just had this little, I think that looks like eucalyptus kind of, a little branch that we can put on the inside of our card as well. All right, I am going to be using our comforting thoughts. I don't know about you, but it always seems like I need get well or sympathy or something like that. And so I decided I was going to do that for this card. So on this little circle, I'm using Pretty Peacock ink. This card goes together really, really fast. I'm using this little saying that says, hope this is a feeling better kind of day. I love that because when you have someone who has maybe like a terminal illness and you want to send them something, like get well soon doesn't quite work. So this is kind of like, I hope today you're feeling better. You know, like you can have good days, you can have bad days. I'm going to actually bring this down. I'm not going to do it center. I'm going to go down as far as I can to fit the words on, which I think I did a pretty good job. Okay, hope this is a feeling better kind of day. And then on the inside, I love this saying as well, thinking of you, praying for you, and hoping with you. All right, and then we are ready to put this together. This is how quick and easy this fun fold is. So you don't, if you wanted to stamp, if you wanted to do some die cutting to add, you can. These packs that Stampin' Up! Is coming out with that have these punch out things makes it so easy. It's kind of like with our kits as well. Everything's kind of done for you, and it's just a matter of adding the stamping that you want. I did die cut a couple of circles, but pretty easy. Let me see. I think I can use this and get control. Oh, maybe I can't control it. Just add a little bit of it to my tip and spread it around down here. This is when a silicone mat is really nice. Okay, and I think I'm just going to put that down in this corner here, just to add a little bit of that to the inside. I am going to burnish this a little bit better. And we will add, see how there's a little bit of white showing there? So what I could have done, instead of scoring on both ends, I could have forced this to the center, and I might still be able to fix it. So if I force it to the center and I have my fingers to hold it in place and then take my bone folder, it's kind of hard once I have it already. There we go. See how that fixed that? And now there's not a space between it. That's why sometimes just scoring on one side and then bringing the other side to it, so that it's smack dab in the center. That's sometimes helpful. All right. On here, we're going to attach that. Try to get an even space all the way around. And I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. Get some big ones. I only had the little ones out before. That was working for what I needed, but put one more in the center here. Lots of dimensionals. Whoops, I didn't add this yet. To add this piece to here. add that to the center. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the center here, and I'm going to put a dimensional on the ends. And I'm going to let that rest right on my circle. That's why I stamped it down a little bit. Okay, so that glue will hold it there, and the dimensionals will hold it there. And then I'm just going to put dimensionals on this left side. So again, I'm going to put them along the end, and then I'm going to come to the center here. I'm going to line those up. They're kind of in a little bit because I don't know how wide to make them. So I make sure that they're going to fall where my paper is. And we'll take the dimensional backs off. Make sure I have this going the right way. I do. That's always my fear, that my greeting is going to be the wrong way on the inside. Okay, we'll set that down. And that opens like that. Isn't that a pretty card? If I do say so myself. You make the stamp and seal look so easy. Some days I don't get along with mine very well. Mandy, what I learned with the stamp and seal, a couple of things. So one of the things is when I used to use this snail, you'd kind of have to press down on it pretty hard. This one, you don't need to press very hard on it. You have to get the tape started, so you have to have tape here. When I also press, when I'm getting to the end, I kind of like go like this because there are little strips of tape in there, and it kind of breaks the tape off a little bit. So I go down and then I kind of just like lift it to the right just a little bit, but you don't have to push down very hard. All right, so try that. I do have some of these are Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock. You could really pick whichever color you want. Since this is Pretty Peacock, I chose the pink, but I think the Pretty Peacock would look pretty on there as well. And I just did one small one. And I did one big one on there just to add a little bit of bling. Okay, so we open it up like that. So our creative challenge it's pretty easy, guys. I made it pretty easy on you for sure. I thought that doing something that doesn't require like a lot of measuring and all of that kind of stuff, just a simple gatefold that has a panel. You can make it landscape. You can make it portrait if you want to make it portrait. It's up to you. You don't have to use designer paper. You could use another color and just emboss that or do whatever you want to do. Look at, I left a banner there again. I always forget to take those off. All right, so that is our easy, hopefully you find it pretty easy layout for our creative challenge. So again, I will be posting something on Facebook that says creative challenge, and I'll have a picture of these two cards. And it'll say, make sure that you post a picture in the comments below. Make sure that you do this by, usually I say by like 8 o'clock in the morning because I'm going to go live at 8:30 next Saturday. And that you'll be entered into a drawing to win the bundle of your choice. And if again, if you're not on Facebook, you can email me a picture of yours. You could do whatever or you can private message me, however you want to do it. And I will go ahead and post it for you. All right, so let me go ahead and turn my light back on. And we'll switch our, here I am again. All right, Lila and I I'm gonna quickly take these pictures. I'm gonna get them posted on Facebook. with the creative challenge, so that if you're working on stamping today, if you're having a lazy day today or a creative day today, I love those days when I can just be creative all day, that you will be able to post it if you get it finished. I'm gonna then head over to my mom and dad's. I don't know how long I'll be there. I will be live again tomorrow night at 6:30 with another new product spotlight. I will also be live on Monday night at 6:30. Again, I will have prizes to give away at those. It'll be new product prizes to give away. And I'll be live again next Saturday. I'm also one of the featured stampers. If any of you have seen Dina, Barb, and Kelly are doing a product, kind of like a new product kickoff. It's they've done it before with like a new catalog kickoff. Now because there's so much coming out with online exclusives, and they're going to have some guest stampers, and I am one of them. I'm so honored that they asked me. I don't exactly know. I'm not going to be one of their lives. I'm going to record it probably today or tomorrow and send it to them. I'm not sure when they're planning on posting it, but if you watch them and you're part of that, it'll be a fun experience for me to be part of that. Yes, let's hope the Packers win before you go live tomorrow. Let's hope so. Yeah, that oh, that's right. It's a 3:30 game, isn't it? Well, it should be done just at 6:30. Hopefully they win and we can all be happy victory stamping instead. Although my Minnesota friends probably don't want the Packers to win. But it's fun. All right. I'm going to get going so that I can get over to my mom's. I got to get her coochie coochie tray together. If you watched last night, you know what I mean by a coochie coochie tray. Hopefully, my sister has started it a little bit because otherwise, I don't know if I'll have it to get it done by the time people come at 11 o'clock. She was expecting a lot. And I will take pictures. Kathy Kessler asked me to take a picture of it so that I can show you what our coochie coochie tray looks like. So, all right, you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully, you can find some time to be creative. If you're around next tomorrow night, I'll see you at 6:30. Otherwise, you could catch me Monday at 6:30 or next week. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.